Hey everyone, welcome back to Trek on the Tube and welcome back to yet another Star Trek The Original Series review and Easter eggs video. Today we're talking about Season 1, Episode 8, Miri. Let's jump right in. Fair warning before we do jump right in and we pretend to be of the 60s, I do want to talk about something from the now. I don't very much enjoy watching this episode, as in I don't like revisiting it. That doesn't necessarily reflect on the quality of the episode, it's just that I find it, frankly, kind of disgusting to look at. It's very dirty, not everyone on screen is handsome, the sickness isn't a nice thing to behold, and the makeup does a great job at making it all revolting. You get the point. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing episode, so this was a hard rewatch for me. Nevertheless, let's do this. Star Trek, a show that, generally speaking, seems quite promising, has disappointingly delivered yet another episode that isn't too good. I'm not saying the show is bad, not at all. I'm saying we have had a few misses, and this would for the most part qualify as part of them, though I'm sure a lot of people could come up with some good reasons to say why this is actually a good episode, not a bad one. Putting aside some of the creative liberties taken when it comes to the probability and plot convenience, like for example, the planet being an exact double of Earth, or the food supply that didn't run out in 300 years, but now that our hero ship has arrived, it will in a few months. And of course, our heroes beam down to the planet's surface exactly where they need to be. I mean, they find the lab that was being used for these experiments immediately. How convenient. I think this episode did have some interesting ideas, the main one being, of course, a plague that wipes out adults, or more to the point, people after they go through puberty. I think that's well worthy of exploration, especially as it was presented. The plague is a side effect of genetic manipulation gone wrong. These inhabitants wanted to prolong their life and did so for the children, but ended up killing all of the adults in the process. A devastating result, preceded by rapid aging, mood swings, increasingly large scabs or blemishes on the skin. It's an interesting premise, an interesting science fiction concept. And it's not just the base idea that's good. The episode also delivers some very fun character moments. Like, for example, when Spock seems legitimately confused by the tricycle he's handed, or when Kirk orders his people to develop a vaccine in an unrealistically small amount of time, and his officers are just baffled by the order.
You two will have to recreate the thinking. If you can isolate that virus, you'll be able to develop a vaccine.
Is that all, Captain? We have 5 days, you know.
And I must say I adore the problem-solving aspect to the story and how the 4 officers on the surface put their minds together to try and come up with a solution to this planet's problem that has now also become their own. We also get to see an interesting new side to this Captain Kirk. He befriends Miri and even goes as far as using her emotions to get on her side. I guess it is slightly manipulative, but it's for the good of the children that he needs her on his side, and it was intelligently done, both in universe by the captain and in the real world by the writers. So there's a nice sci-fi concept. There's also commentary about, the abuse of medical knowledge with the prolongation of life thing. There's also some problem solving, some good character developments. There are quite a lot of amazing things. But there's also the most annoying kids ever. Oh my goodness, I hate them so much. Bunk on the head. What is that? It didn't feel like a realistic depiction of kids abandoned for over 300 years. I mean, they're biologically still children, I get that, but they're over 300 years old. They must have matured in some way. Ultimately, most to all of the moments featuring the group of children just gets on my nerves, even if, let's be honest, the performances are fine for what they were asked to do. And then, of course, they're all so dirty. Everything in the episode is so dirty, and I truly had trouble sitting there watching it. Not to mention the makeup on the adults affected by the illness. Ugh. Truly, it's a disgusting plague, and I guess it did a good job disgusting me. I don't even know how Kirk hit the guy. I couldn't. I don't have that much more to say about this one, if I'm honest. It was an inspired episode of television that dealt with multiple discussion-worthy themes, and I think it's important to note that. I do truly think it's important to note that this isn't in any way bad television. I'm happy to have seen it, especially considering it helped us learn more about these 4 crew members, these characters that we follow week to week. I simply, on a personal level, felt a bit uncomfortable watching the episode due to its aesthetics, and I'm not really sold on the planet being identical to Earth with essentially just humans on it. I mean, it felt a bit cheap to do that. I mean, the kids even tease the adults with the very Earth, the very human nah 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 nah. I mean, that seems really odd. How is that not an Earth specific thing, a human specific thing? This is an alien planet, just light years away, and this alien species has evolved exactly the same as humans, so much so that they have the same kind of teasing songs. They even have teasing as a concept and songs as a concept. Anyway, what did you think of the episode? Have you even seen it? This is probably going to be one of the shortest review and Easter egg videos I have ever made because, believe it or not, it's already the end. There were no Easter eggs to talk about at all, except maybe that the font that they used to write the episode title was a bit different this time around, and I don't know why. And all I can say about the remastered version is that they cleaned up the Dr. McCoy healing scene. It's a lot less jumpy, and then they did the usual color brightening for the rest of the episode, as well as the changes to the ship and planet shots. I will end this by saying Dr. McCoy is an insane badass for injecting himself with the vaccine without even knowing if it was going to work or not. I mean, I just had to point that out. He's friggin' awesome. Also, please don't think that because my review is, I suppose, slightly negative, that this is a bottom-of-the-barrel episode of this new Star Trek show. I don't think so. I think it's more of a mid-range. I don't know. I'm just not comfortable watching it too much. Alright, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. You can become a patron and support this channel like all of these fantastic people. Live long and prosper.